Happy Thursday morning. Happy March Madness as the NCAA tournament is here. Getting set to have a fantastic weekend here on Eagles. Now, I hope you are doing the same, and the Philadelphia Eagles making another roster move in signing wide receiver Parris Campbell to a one-year contract. I'm Chase Sr. Thanks for choosing us to get your Eagles news. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Adam Schefter breaking the news just moments ago as we are about a week and a half into the free agency period at this point that former Giants and Colts wide receiver Parris Campbell reached agreement on a one-year contract with the Birds. And Howie Roseman has certainly been busy. This move isn't really going to move the needle all that much for this football team. This is going to be a player who's going to be fighting to make the 53-man roster a little bit later this year in training camp once that gets underway during the summertime. And more on Parris Campbell here. When he entered the league out of Ohio State, he had an awesome NFL combine in Indianapolis, solid career at Ohio State, put up really good numbers both with the Buckeyes and in Indianapolis. He tested so well, and that's why he was a second-round pick by the Colts back in the 2019 NFL Draft. He is still a young player at 26 years old, but injury issues have really held him back. Inconsistent production is what's kept him off the football field as well. He has played a full season just once since getting drafted in 2019. He has played 12 or more games only twice. But what's intriguing about the player here, the vertical speed, and it really is impressive. He ran at 205 pounds, a 4.31 40-yard dash. To put that into context, Xavier Worthy just set the record for the fastest 40-yard dash in the history of the Combine at a 4.21 at 167 pounds. So Parris Campbell, more of a thicker player, still clocked that 4.31 40-yard dash, and there's no doubt that he was a disappointment with Indianapolis because of the injuries and because of the lack of production. He signs with the Giants, and that move was celebrated by a lot of Giants fans because you're thinking, is this the team? Is this the situation that's going to get him on track? It didn't. Lack of production once again, and then at the end of the year, he was a healthy scratch. So I don't think that Parris Campbell is a lock to make this Eagles roster, but Quez Watkins, I think, this signals that he is definitely gone. I never thought he was coming back to begin with. But if Campbell does make the team, what does he offer you alongside A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith? A vertical threat and a speed guy who can get up and down the field in a blink. And if he can stay healthy, that's not a bad compliment alongside Brown and Smitty, who are forming to be one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. And when you look at this wide receiver depth chart here, you have A.J. Brown who can do it all, DeVonta Smith who can do it all. Devontae Parker has been last in separation each of the last 4 years, but he is a taller wide receiver who can go up and snag some of those 50-50 balls. You have Britton Covey who can operate out of the slot. He's shifty. Then you have Parris Campbell, who's a different type of wide receiver compared to all of those other aforementioned wideouts who can be that burner. In a deep wide receiver class, though, in the 2024 NFL Draft, I still think Philadelphia should target a wide receiver at some point, and that rookie wide receiver, if the Eagles do go that route in the draft, can compete for snaps here and playing time in his debut season. I don't think Philadelphia is set at that position. They have players now, though, who are veterans. DeVonta Parker, Parris Campbell, Britton Covey. They're capable players. They're not great, and I still think that you can improve there with some cost-affordable options in the NFL Draft. Another reminder, this is why you subscribe to the show. When the Eagles make a move or moves, we discuss it. The channel's been taken off this past football season, a record-breaking year right here on the program. We want to continue that ascent, and we want to continue to grow toward 100,000 subscribers. The other day, we surpassed 73K. Appreciate the support. Go Birds. Saquon Barkley jerseys, by the way, are available, and we're going to put this link down below in the comment section and in the description of this video. That number 26 is icy. You have Bryce Huff, who's going to rock the number 0. I like that number choice. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he was 23 with Philadelphia back in 2022, but he's rocking 8 because he loves Kobe Bryant. I like that Philadelphia tie there. Chatsports.com/Saquon jersey. You can get your Saquon jerseys there, but if you also use that link, you can also get those other jerseys or any other Eagles jersey by using that link down below. Remaining holes on this Eagles roster here. You look at it, I think cornerback is the most pressing need still. Just because you don't know what you have in James Bradbury, and some of the younger players are a little bit unknown as far as them being commodities on this team, and Darius Slay is getting a little bit older. You can move forward with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Sidney Brown, and Reed Blankenship at safety, but you could use another young safety, especially in Philadelphia. When I was at the NFL Combine, they were meeting with a lot of safeties in Indianapolis. Linebacker, you're in an okay spot because you brought in Devin White and Oren Burks, but how about a young player that you can mold who's going to be on that rookie deal, who can continue to be a really solid player? Defensive tackle, you lose Fletcher Cox. I know you brought in P.J. Mustipher, and Philadelphia still has, obviously, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams. Those are 3 very, very talented defensive tackles. They have to put it together, but do you bring in another young defensive tackle in the draft in a class that has some studs? Offensive line depth, you lost Jack Driscoll, you lost Sua Opeta, wide receiver, running back. Those are depth moves for Philadelphia right here that I still think could be classified as holes on this Eagles team. At edge rusher, we'll certainly see what happens with Hassan Reddick. Eagles pushed back his roster bonus to April. It's going to buy them some more time if they want to work out a trade, and if they cannot, come to an agreement on a contract extension. But Bryce Huff, coming off a career-high 10-sack campaign, a huge addition in NFL free agency. And I think the overarching view and the bird's-eye view, great pun there, for Philadelphia so far in free agency from the general manager's chair of Howie Roseman, I think he's improved this team. Saquon's going to be another legit offensive weapon alongside A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert. I think the offensive line is going to be just fine, even though you're losing the best center of this generation in Jason Kelce. You improve significantly at linebacker with Devin White, and Oren Burks is going to help you special teams. He played a career high as far as defensive snaps last year with San Francisco. He's somewhat capable, and he does have some speed. Cornerback, you need to get better. Safety, you need to get better. But you did sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a deal that I absolutely love, and Bryce Huff helps you along that defensive line. I also really feel that the new coordinators, just the overall experience, the chops that they have, the resume that Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore do possess, that the new coordinators can really help this team greatly. Experience really matters. And last year, you had Brian Johnson, never called plays before. Sean Desai had 1 season of calling plays. Now you go with vets who are proven at the play caller and coordinator positions in Fangio, Kellen Moore. That helps out Nick Sirianni and this overall coaching staff greatly, as well as this entire roster. So how would you grade the Eagles' free agency period up to this point so far? I got to give Howie Roseman a BB+ at this point. An A would be if they make a big splash trade for another corner, or you sign a player like Justin Simmons. Thanks for watching the show. We'll be back soon with more Eagles content because that's the standard. That's what we do. And by the way, give me a sneaky real one if you're still rocking with us.